Planning Analytics version 12 includes a concept called high availability, which is a way to have the engine manage multiple replicas of the database all in parallel. Now, how does this work? The way that high availability works is when a user sends in a request, user changes a data point, runs a turbo integrator script, does some kind of a processing, that request is sent to one of the replicas, and that one replica is called the leader. The leader is then going to make all the required changes through the system, do the calculation, do the processing, do everything. And then once completed and make sure that everything's okay, then all the other replicas are going to apply the same changes. So in essence, all of the changes eventually go out to all the replicas. But this approach also, at the same time, it provides load spreading on the overall environment to make sure that one large piece of processing doesn't impact everybody else that's in the environment. Now, what the engine also does is the engine is also going to actively manage each of the replicas. It's going to make sure that it's running, and if needed, it's going to restart one of the replicas. It's also going to take a look at the leader. If the leader becomes unavailable, then another instance will become the leader. It'll take over the role. Now, the greatest thing about this is the number of replicas can be changed while your system is running. It is changed with no downtime. And this allows you to scale up or down based on your peak periods and your slower periods. If you know that during the course of a month, you're not going to have a lot of users in the system, maybe even none, because in the middle of the month, they're doing something else, it allows you to scale down. But if you know that at the end of the month or during a forecasting cycle or during some kind of a budgeting cycle, if you know that there's going to be a lot of users in, it gives you the ability to jack up your system. It gives you the ability to scale it up based on those periods. So what you can see on the right side of this screen is how you're going to do it. You're simply going to click on high availability. You're going to define the number of replicas. But what I'd like to show you is I'd like to show you a live one in action. So I am going to bring us over to a live environment right now. This is a database that we have running. I'm able to access it in the engine through the administration screen, through the PAW screens, and I can see the information about the environment called Dev3. The way that I'm able to manage this is down at the bottom of the screen. I click on the button that says Manage, and this brings me to an area where I can manipulate the availability. So right now, we don't have high availability turned on. Right now, we have it set up so that there's one database and only one database running. If I want to create a second instance, or if I want to create one replica, then all I need to do is enable this box to turn on high availability. And what happened is down below, it's also going to manage my overall memory in the environment. So this particular database uses 4 gigabytes. You could see that I had 13 gigabytes available. And because it had 4 gigabytes for my original database, plus 4 gigabytes for my replica, I now have 8 gigabytes used. So just to show it, I turn it off. I can see that there's 4 gigabytes used. I turn it on. I can see that there's 8. What I can also do is while the system's running right now, I can create multiple replicas. Right now, there's 2 total environments running, the original one and one replica. If I wanted to create another one, I would simply click on the plus to increment the number of replicas. And as I increment it, the amount of memory is going to be used accordingly. The system will also manage my overall environment. So right now, I've got 2 replicas, 3 total environments, 4 gigabytes each. I'm using 12. I had 13 available. Everything's great. But if I wanted to create a third replica, when I create the extra replica, the system is smart enough to be able to tell me you don't have enough memory. It's going to give us a warning. You can see it changed to bright red. It gave me the exclamation point. But the system is also going to help me manage the overall environment.